Okay, here we go. I tried this before, and because I had my fan on, all you heard was static and a little bit of my voice. So, this is take 2 of my review of They Live. It's a Scream Factory release. Basically what it is it's, if you're a Region 2 viewer, all the special features from your DVD have made it over here, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. John Carpenter and Roddy Piper have great chemistry in this commentary. They speak very highly of the film from what they remember of making the film. It is a bit dated, as this commentary was recorded back in, I think, 2001, 2002, because of some obvious tragedies. There's the making of They Live, which I believe was also on the Region 2 DVD. And then there's a new interview with John Carpenter, which was made, I believe, for this release. The other thing that's cool about Scream Factory's collector's editions, now you'll notice not every release from Scream Factory is going to be collector's editions, and those don't have the reversible covers. This has the original cover as well as new cover artwork. Alright, if you look inside, there's the outer cover again. This film was released in 1988, and it was released by Carolco Pictures, as well as I think Universal Studios also had owned this at the time, and they still own it. Scream Factory has a partnership of sorts, or an agreement with Universal Pictures, as well as I think some MGM properties. So you'll notice a lot of these releases happen to be Universal or MGM. Basically, the film is about a drifter played by Roddy Piper, who after meeting a fellow construction worker slash drifter himself, we don't really know too much about his backstory. He's played by Keith David, who many people may remember from John Carpenter's The Thing remake. He plays, they kind of wind up having this bond of sorts. And he discovers through a pair of glasses, which I guess is kind of campy, but it works within the context of the story, that all the mass advertising, the consumer advertising, the thing that makes what seems to be that you need to have the coolest things or whatever is actually controlled by aliens. They're feeding our minds to just keep going, buying more and more of the newest stuff. This is one film that, as much as I don't want it to be remade, if it was to be remade, this would be the perfect time to remake it. Just because it's more fitting now than it was then. Over in the 80s, technology was really having a big boost. Cell phones were just coming out. Computers were becoming more and more common in the home place. Cars with phones in them were just becoming new. Nowadays, this movie, granted, it would never be as good as this, because this used very simple storytelling, very simple message that today's film would probably just overrun with CGI, and so Universal, don't listen to me, don't remake it. But anyways, he discovers that the world is basically being overrun, not by mass destruction or any of those old school stories of aliens taking over the planet, but just from our greed. from us wanting to be the best at everything. There is shown that the aliens aren't necessarily like right off the bat gonna getting ready to kill you, but they actually, you either do what they want, or if you do what they want, you're basically the richest person in your group, or you don't do what they want, and that's when they go ahead and kill you or shut you up or do whatever. There is a terrific fight. This movie is not very action oriented, but there is a really great fight in the middle of the movie. I think it lasts about a good 10 minutes between Rowdy Piper and Keith David character. And the funniest thing about that fight is what the fight is about. And I'm not going to spoil that. You need to watch it, because you're going to find yourself laughing your ass off and just shouting, "Why don't you just do it? Why don't you just do it?" But it's definitely a great scene. I can actually watch that scene over and over again. I was a WWF fan back in the day, and so watching this film was like a huge joy for me. On TV, it was the Shocktober. If anybody remembers those WPIX Shocktober, which was obviously the month of October with nothing but horror films. And even though I wouldn't classify this as a horror film, it was within that, I guess, genre, sci-fi horror type of genre, so it aired then. For those who aren't in the know, Shout Factory has, within the past year and some change, they have relabeled themselves for their horror releases as Scream Factory. And basically, this is the new Anchor Bay. Anybody who knows DVDs or special features, cult, classic releases, knows Anchor Bay. Back in the early 2000s, they released a shitload of great releases. I still have my Xena collection that they released. Don't bother with the Universal. If you can find the Xena collection or Hercules or 21 Jump Street, make sure it says Anchor Bay on the label, because those are the only ones that are going to have commentaries, special, and other special features. Obviously, if you don't care about that, you can deal with the Mills Creek or the Universal releases, but definitely I would say get the Anchor Bay release of that. But Scream Factory is the new company to really go for. There is one, I think Olive Films is also kind of a new company. They're releasing Witchboard 2. Scream Factory is re-releasing Witchboard, just to let you guys know. As well as Night of the Demons, if you're a Kevin Tenney fan. And then there's also Blue Underground, who released, I believe they released Maniac, or Maniac Cop. I know they're releasing Maniac Cop 2 and 3 in special editions, but anyways, I'm kind of getting way too off. The special effects in this film are pretty good for the time. There's not a lot of special effects. I mean, it's mostly, if you look at the characters in the back, those are the aliens. It's very simple. It's kind of a Skeletor, like a Skeletor type of look to it, which is kind of cool. I love the use of black and white to kind of mirrors the old 50s sci-fi. Black and white, it's very simple and effective. I don't know what else to say about it. This is a film that John Carpenter he was great in it. He greatly directed this film. I believe he wrote the film too. No, it was written by Frank Armitage. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Meg Foster also has a bit role in this, who is known for playing Evil Lynn in the Masters of the Universe feature film. What it says in the back here is, they influence our decisions without us knowing it. They numb our senses without us feeling it. They control our lives without us realizing it. They live. Okay, and that's basically the gist of the story. If you want to check out any more releases from Scream Factory, you can go to shoutfactory.com and just go to their horror section. There are some releases that I can say you should get that's pre-Scream, and I'm not going to spend too much time naming it all. The ones I can think of right now is, I believe there's the Roger Corman collection, there's the Slumber Party Massacre collection, there's Stepfather 2, which Scream Stepfather collection, including Stepfather 3. Yes, I know it's not the best film in the world, but I'm a completist, what can I say? Anyways, I would say give this 4 out of 5. Definitely check it out. I'm going to show you the inside cover again. There's the back. And they give you 2 different backs, but same synopsis. Alright, so take care of yourselves, and hopefully this records well.